So the two interviewers will alternate. Okay, they'll alternate. So one person will ask one question, then the other person will ask the next question, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Good? Okay. Okay, you guys ready? All right. Hi, my name's Thomas Mendonça.
My name's Layla Hansen.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Jay. You are?
Thomas Mendonça, thank you.
Great.
Could you begin today by sharing with us a little bit about yourself and what your experience at CUHS has been like and your plans for life after high school?
Sure. I've been here in Corning, California since I was 4 years old, and so it's definitely the place that I call home. You know, I don't remember too much before I was 4, so my whole life has been here in Corning. I've been super lucky to be able to play a bunch of different sports while I was here at Corning Union High School. I played basketball, football, ran the mile and 2 mile in track, and I was able to do Mr. Cardinal. I was in yearbook, and so you know, I've really taken full advantage of some of the stuff that Corning has to offer here. In terms of what I want to do in the future, I want to go to Shasta College for my first 2 years to get you know, my first 2 years done for free, and then I'm going to move on to CSU Chico and get my social science degree, and then get my teaching credential, and hopefully come back here and teach at Corning.
Okay, cool. Please describe to us some example of how you have demonstrated one or two of the school-wide learning objectives during your time at Corning High School.
Yeah, Jay, I have spent you know, a lot of my time being an articulate communicator. The different ways of being an articulate communicator is in the written form and, you know, speaking in front of people. I think I actually am a better speaker than I am a writer. So whenever there's like a group project or anything, I'm always the one who wants to share out our findings. You know, I think I'm good at that. When other kids are like, no, I don't want to talk in front of everybody, I actually enjoy that, and it's something that I would actually want to do. And so I've really honed in on being an articulate communicator here at CUHS.
All right. Please show us some sort of evidence from your portfolio binder that demonstrates one of the 4 SLOs that you consider a strong point in your life.
Yeah, so Layla, one of the student learning outcomes is being a critical thinker, and you may not think that this picture or a picture like this really has a whole lot to do with critical thinking, but there's so much that goes into getting a good picture. This is a picture that's going to be in our yearbook this year, and you know, you have to know everything that there is about the camera just to get a good picture like this. This is a varsity football player, so in varsity games, it starts getting dark very early, and so you're constantly having to change your lighting settings, mess with your ISO, your shutter speed, your aperture, all that kind of stuff. Not only do you need to be a critical thinker about your camera, but you also have to be a critical thinker about the game. This was a 3rd and 17, which means it's a definite passing situation, and so I knew, like, there's a good chance that they're going to throw the ball in this situation. And so that critical thinking allowed me to set up my camera in a way to where I was able to capture this moment where this guy is catching the ball at the right time.
What items or sections of your binder that you would like to share with us that positively portray some of your accomplishments or achievements? What are you really proud of?
So the one thing that, you know, I have lots of things that I'm proud of here in Corning, but this is my all-league basketball certificate. Getting all-league is a lot of, you know, hard work that not everybody sees. So when I was a freshman, I really didn't play that much. I was like the 11th or 12th man on a 12-man team. And so that really drove me to get better at shooting. That drove me to get better at ball handling, and, you know, improve my game all around. And so that ability to get better go in and shoot at 7 a.m., get 200 shots up before school every day, that type of thing, allowed me to become all league, and it's nice to have that be something that, you know, is recognized.
What kind of legacy do you want to create as a person? How do you want to make the world / your community a better place? What do you think? I mean, what do you want to be remembered for?
So, you know, I mentioned earlier that I'm going to be a teacher, and obviously inherently being a teacher, that allows you to, you know, have an impact on that community, whatever community you're going to be in. You know, being able to see those kids 2, 4, 5, 10 years down the line, where they're at, what they're doing, how they're enjoying life, that's going to be something that I'm going to be very happy with doing. And so I just want, you know, to be a good teacher and allow those students to be the best that they can be in whatever post-secondary decisions that they make, whether that's college, you know, a tech school, or, you know, going straight to work, or the military. I think that's our role as high school teachers, preparing them for life, not just, you know, the textbooks and stuff like that.
Has there been a club, sport, activity, or staff member at Corning High School that's influenced you or made a big difference in your life? If not, is there something outside of Corning High that has had a large impact or really helped you out through the high school?
Yeah, so obviously all my time in the sports and whatnot has helped me become a hard worker, somebody that understands what, you know, is important in terms of being on time and showing up for your team and teamwork. But the one real person who has really inspired me to become a teacher is Mr. Palubeski. He's my AP psychology teacher, and he's my government and econ teacher. I had him junior and then senior year. And the way he does his lectures, the way he makes class fun, the way we watch the news every day, the way we talk about things, the way he makes things applicable to everyday life is something that I hopefully can do for my students when I become a teacher. So he definitely has had a huge impact on my teaching style and how I want to be as a teacher.
Describe to us the senior project community service activity that you participated in for the senior project, and how it impacted you and or someone else that you were helping out.
So I was super lucky. Our senior community service was actually pretty fun. A bunch of our basketball team went to Dye Creek Reserve and planted a bunch of trees there by like the buildings in the front. And you know, it's hard work. You're using post hole diggers to dig holes and plant these trees, but you know, it's super rewarding because in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, when I go back there, I'll be able to see the trees that we planted and see what they look like. You know, one of the other cool things is we did it for 2 days, and on the third day, the person who runs the Dye Creek actually like took us on a hike for it. So it was cool being able to do the community service aspect of it, but also the other aspects of it as well.
If you could go back to the beginning of high school as a freshman and redo the last 4 years, is there anything you would do differently? Why or why not?
So I had mentioned that I did Mr. Cardinal for the first time as a senior, and I definitely would have done Mr. Cardinal all 4 years because it's fun to perform. You know, I didn't really know that until I did that. And so, you know, I would have sought out more things to be able to perform, whether that's rallies, whether that's plays, whatever. I would have done more of that. I would have done Mr. Cardinal all 4 years because, you know, the buzz you get from a varsity basketball game, you get an adrenaline rush, but there is no comparison to like when you're actually going to go out and perform. That's a completely different type of adrenaline rush. So, so yeah, I would find more opportunities to perform.
What advice would you give an incoming freshman?
So the advice I would give an incoming freshman is my sophomore year, right around halfway through my sophomore year, I finally just made the decision that I was going to be me and not try to be somebody who I thought other people would like. There's reasons for that. Like, you know, I didn't like who I was. People saw I was being fake and just trying to be cool or stuff like that. And once I finally figured out, like, hey, if you're just you, you're going to find the people who like you. You're going to find the people who care about you. And you're going to like yourself a whole lot more if you're not trying to be somebody who you're not. And so that's the advice I would give to a freshman is don't worry about the drama. Don't worry about trying to act cool or say the right things. Just do you, and you'll find who you're supposed to be with.
Could you please name one of your strengths and one of your weaknesses?
So one of my strengths definitely is my ability to be on time and show up when I'm supposed to. I know nowadays that's harder to find is people who don't call in sick, people who get there when they're supposed to be there or when they say they're going to be there. And so I'm definitely one of those punctual, I don't call in sick, I'm there type of people. I am a bit of a procrastinator in my schoolwork. Like, you know, I probably should be an A student, but I'm a B plus student. And that's because I procrastinate and leave things to the very last moment. But that being said, when I'm working, that's not really an issue because you're already at work, you're doing what you're supposed to. So, yeah.
If we were interviewing you for a job, why should we hire you?
So if you're interviewing me for a job, I'm, like I said, on time. I show up to work. I have that good communication skills that I talked about before where people can talk to me and feel comfortable talking to me and I feel comfortable talking to them and helping them with whatever issues that they may have. You know, I'm going to be an asset to your company. I'm going to bring more money to your company, and I'm going to make your company run smoother. And you're going to be able to count on me if you hire me.
Sounds great. Can you please step outside?
Yeah. So at this point, they ask you to step outside. They'll confer their notes. They'll be taking notes throughout the whole thing. Just FYI on that. And then they'll ask you to come back in. They'll give you some things you did well, some things that you could work on. And then they might ask you to leave your notebook or your portfolio so they can look through it and stuff like that. Just all kind of depends on who you get. Okay? And then they'll go, okay, thank you so much. And then you'll stand up. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Thomas.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Layla.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. And then you'll grab your stuff and then go ahead out.